A very exciting guest with us today.
He's our biggest fan.
It's a really difficult question.
People need to hear that though.
Podcasts like this is fucking amazing.
Until they message you 3 months into a program and go, "Fuck, why didn't I do this 5 years ago?"
Put this one on Tinder later.
Yeah, she come home, she started crying.
That's when you know it means a lot though, doesn't it?
What do you find the most common struggle is?
I'd say the highlights are, I suppose, the life you've been able to create.
When you start talking about it, I'm gonna look on the time and you've got 2 minutes.
And Emma's like, great.
What's next for Mike and Emma?
Hello everyone, welcome back to a Couple of Coaches podcast. With a very exciting guest with us today.
We do.
We
Mr.
have
Reece Hallard.
Reece Hallard on the podcast
to be
with
here.
us.
I feel privileged. I've been watching this podcast for ages. What's going on?
Welcome.
He's our biggest fan.
Welcome to the couch. Only fan. We're just gonna have a little chat today, all things fitness, all things Reece, and hopefully everyone will enjoy it.
And all things football.
No,
If anything
gonna
like
say that
last
before we
time,
started,
Emma's
really.
just going to sit there and go,
when you start talking about it, I'm gonna look on the time and you've got 2 minutes.
We had that conversation before. I was
Yeah,
thinking,
I don't
how much
know.
me and Mike are just going to talk about Arsenal United.
Well, I don't think I want to talk much, mate, being a United supporter. Doesn't
Well,
really...
I'm a gooner, so I
all
can
those
talk about it all day
Arteta
long,
going?
No, fake news.
Is that fake news?
Of course it is.
Is it?
Of course it is. I mean, I had heart palpitations when I saw it. I was like, no. But no, fake news. Like, you came out and done an interview. He's like, no, I'm not going
did
anywhere.
he? Can you imagine? Klopp goes and... Nath, how'd you feel about that, by the way?
Devastated, mate.
Yeah, I thought you might.
I reckon he'll go Saudi. I reckon he'll go Saudi.
No way.
I reckon he will.
Big money.
Make a few mil a minute. Hard to turn down, isn't it?
And Emma's like, great.
Lovely stuff.
I'll tell you
Shall I
what.
just
I'll tell you
So,
what.
Shall I just go?
Do you want to be the narrator?
I am the narrator. I'm always the narrator.
The questioner. Do you know
I
what
am
I mean?
the questioner. I always do that.
So you can be
Always
in
the
charge
topic
of that.
starter.
You can be the topic starter.
I will. Right, that's
Which
it.
means
Done
I
with
won't get to
football
fucking
now.
say anything. The Emma show.
Cool. So, Reece, tell us your background in fitness and how you became a PT.
Absolutely. I'll try and keep it short. Anytime I'm on a podcast, I get asked that question, I always just fucking go off on a tangent. So watch the clock, give me 2 minutes max. But, it started for me. I always wanted to be a professional footballer. So growing up, everything for me was centered around football. But I kept going on trials at professional clubs. They kept saying, your IQ's great, a good player technically, but you're so weak. Like, I'm going on trial at, like, Mill and fucking players are fucking 6'5", 14 years old. So I was just getting bullied off the pitch. So my dad bought me a gym membership at 14. So I thought, right, let me just fucking find my bearing. I'll go into the gym. I've got to do it if I want to play football. So I went in there and all of a sudden I just fucking fell in love with it. I was like, I didn't think I was unconfident before, but it wasn't until I started going to the gym, kind of building my body a little bit, I started to think, actually, maybe before, I didn't really know what confidence was. So I kind of felt like for myself, I was like, right, I'm starting to feel good. I'm starting to feel strong. And for me, I never felt that before. So I was like, I feel great here. So I went into an apprenticeship. Like probably most people, when starting PT. So it was £3.20 an hour cleaning the toilets. And when I got my qualification, I remember transforming my first client's life. And for me, the same feeling I got when I scored a goal at football was the goal I got when I got a transformation. I thought this is where I'm meant to be. So that's when I decided to not park football completely, still play it, but I realized that this is where like I'm a little bit more passionate about. Like it just gave me that butterflies I get when I step on the pitch. But like times 10. So then decided to go all in on the fitness instead.
Oh, wicked, man. Good little story.
It's good that you found that same spark in something else.
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
thought I'd never find it in anything.
Yeah.
I thought I can only have this in football. But then I realised when I had that spark, it was like tenfold. And I thought, that's a sign to me. So then I just stopped putting too much pressure on myself with football, parked that a little bit, and then just went all in.
Oh, wicked, man.
Yeah.
Are you still playing football? You still playing football
Yeah,
now?
I'm down at Burgess Hill at the moment. I just play for a hobby. I mean, you two know what it's like. Sometimes when you're working so hard in the office all the time, you just need something to fucking escape. You got your golf, you got your dance. It's just something where you can just take yourself away and just like breathe for a bit without having to fucking be overwhelmed and just thinking all the time. So still play, just not as high of a standard.
Not as high as you wanted to. But you've obviously built something pretty special, and without not making it in football, you wouldn't be where you are now. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
silver lining and all
absolutely.
that jazz.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I remember you at is it Energy Fitness?
Energy
Is that what it's
Fitness.
called?
Yeah, Energy Fitness.
Was that your first PT job?
No, my first one was at Solon Fitness, which is now Muscleworks Orpington.
Oh, okay,
So that's where it was at first. And then I remember I had a friend of mine who worked at Energy, and he was getting £4 an hour. I thought, you cheeky fuck. I'm getting £3.20. So I thought, okay, a little pay rise a bit closer
Mad,
to home.
isn't
So I went across to Energy and started there. And that's when I started my actual personal training. So I went on like a 2nd year apprenticeship in Energy, and then went from there across to K2, and then K2 to sit on my arse in the office.
Yeah. Bring this up a bit. The microphone, yeah. K2, I didn't know you worked at K2.
Yeah, I was there for like a year. I was there for a year. It was more of a piss around, to be fair. It was
Was
quality. It was a good little team, to be fair. We just used to talk shit and...
Was that the last gym you was at before you transitioned fully online?
Yes. Yeah, K2. Yeah, I liked it there. I did like it there, but you get to 5 p.m, you can't fucking move, so...
Yeah, it's rammed, isn't it? Yeah. It's hard, isn't it, when you're PTing in like peak hours as well, because it can be no structure to your program, because...
I think you've got to be really good at just being able to think on your feet, because there's no equipment available.
And you've got to change it like that. And you've got a certain time limit, haven't you, as well? So.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. We're quite interested to know, but for you two, how did you two both get in the industry? Like, where did it start for you two as well?
I went travelling when I was 20. Wasn't even into fitness before. Played football, like counties level, nothing major. And the guy I went travelling with, he was well into fitness, so I started going to gym with him. So I started really liking it. So when I come back to the UK, my brother worked at a Virgin, and he was like, "I can get you a job at the gym," and I was like, "Fucking sick." And he was like, "It's called like member care. You look after the members." I was like, "Mate, that's brilliant. Fucking cleaner." Turn up to the gym, they're putting me through this training, like basically showing me how to clean showers, and I'm like, "Is that what I'm going to be doing?"
This clean equipment can kill people.
Yeah,
This one don't.
yeah, literally. I did that, and then become a lifeguard.
Yeah.
Met Nathan, and then I used to walk around the pool and just look up at the gym and go, "One day I'll be there." And
there's a little kid drowning in the corner, and you're just staring at the gym.
see Nathan just standing there like training people, and I'm like,
I want to be you.
I want to be like you.
Picture Nathan on your wall, yeah.
Literally. So you know the drill. Yeah, was a lifeguard, then a PT, and then me and Nathan went and did our own thing with the clothing, and went and PT'd in like a studio, so you had your own time. It was, for me, I liked PT, but PT'ing in a gym, I didn't like the control someone had over me. So we had like a manager that would be like, "Oh, it's a meeting today," and I'd be like, "No, I don't have a meeting. I don't need. You're not a PT, so I don't. You can't tell me how to do my job."
100%. Yeah.
I think Nathan was the same. I think we got told we were both unmanageable.
Sorry, rebels. Could you imagine them two when they were younger?
Imagine them two in a corner. Fuck this.
Yeah, let's skip the
I'm
meeting.
not going to that meeting. Then that was it, and then just kind of went PT on our own, and transitioned to online, and
Yeah.
Emma's just Emma.
I'm just Emma. Well, mine was a bit similar to Reece, because I wanted to go into dancing.
Sorry, you did PT.
Do you know me at all?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So I wanted to be a dancer, but then when it came to the auditioning process, I injured myself, dislocated my knee, which was very fun. Yeah.
Talks about it all the time.
And then I couldn't audition for that year, and I thought I'll try again next year, and then it happened again to the other knee. So I was like, someone's trying to tell me something, this is not what I meant to do. So I was the same as you, sort of. I was like, I'm just going to join the gym and see if I like it. Joined Energy Fitness. That was my first gym that I joined. And then, just fell in love with the gym, started training, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to do a PT course.
Yeah, why not?
Might as well. Did that, and then I started PTing at people's houses, and then I stopped. Then I met the love of my life.
There you go.
Who was like, you got a PT qualification they're not even using. Be an online coach. I was like, all right.
Love it. Yeah. What dance was you doing?
Huh?
What dance?
So when I was at college, it was more like contemporary, but I wanted to go to a proper dance college where you train professionally and do like commercial and stuff. So I still teach now. I'm still a dance teacher now, but I never actually got to do it professionally. Which still
you kind of
hurts
did.
me a little bit.
You was in a pantomime.
Oh my God, he does this all the time. I was in a
Which one?
pantomime.
Bro, she was in a pantomime.
Jack and the Beanstalk?
Yeah,
she was.
Fuck off, with me.
When I was 8 years old.
Yeah, but still.
Did I get that right? Did I really?
Yeah. We went to the pantomime at Christmas, and which one was you watch?
We've watched a few. Babe.
Which one did you watch this one? Because there was loads of kids in it.
Sleeping Beauty.
We watched Sleeping Beauty, and there was loads of kids in it.
Like
and I was
younger
like,
kids.
so you was basically one of them kids in this show? And she was like, yeah. And I was well impressed. Because the kids are well impressive, because how they stay with the adults and dance and like don't get distracted is quite cool. My niece was well impressed, wasn't she?
I've danced in Disneyland Paris.
We've got.
Hall.
See, it wasn't a
See
professional.
me, I'm a proper stiff Richard. I can't.
Oh,
I
mate,
need
me too.
WD-40. I'm no good, mate. Me.
Oh, he's a soda.
Well, it depends how many drinks I've had after a couple.
Yeah. Oh, then you're moving your limb, isn't it?
Oh God.
Right. let's crack on to the next question for Reece.
Yeah.
How do you find the pressure of building such a big business at such a young age?
It's a really interesting question. If I'm honest, I don't really see pressure. And the reason I don't is because, I know it's the same for you two, you're just doing what you love.
Yeah.
Like, for me, you're waking up every day. Like, it don't feel like a job. If I was in, let's say, for instance, in my role and it was for somebody else and it's a job, I would probably feel like, fuck, like, it's a lot of pressure. I've got, you know, staff I've got to feed and I've got people that are trusting me. But for me, it's like, I just do what I love every day. Like, it don't feel like there's pressure because every day I wake up and I think, fucking hell, I can't believe how lucky I am to get to do this. Like, for me, so from that perspective, there is pressure sometimes, but I think it's only pressure that we put on ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I guess it's more, the question I'm getting at is the more question of the level of size of business. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you've grown probably one of the fastest growing online coaches
I mean,
at the moment. So it's quite, do you not see any pressure in that to keep performing and keep growing the business? Obviously, there's not pressure in the coaching side of things, but in terms of the
absolutely.
business growing.
Yes, absolutely. But for what I put on myself, it's quite funny. My very first mentor, or my second one, his name was Ajit, the owner of Energy Fitness. And I remember one day I was sitting down with him. This is the point where I was an employee of the gym, and I was considering whether to go full time just myself and pay rent. So I was sitting down with Ajit, and he was like my proper mentor. He really looked after me. So he remember saying to me, "What's the worst that's going to happen?" He goes, let's say you do it and it all fucks up. He said, it all goes tits up and nothing works out and you go full time. What would you do? Well, pick up some more hours and I go again. He goes, all right, great. So is that really that bad? And I went, well, no. He goes, where I'm from. So he is from India. And he goes, where I'm from. If I went all in on something and it really didn't work, I'm on the street. Like, there's not really much I can do. There's not jobs going around. So I've just kind of used that advice and I've took it with myself with everything. So if tomorrow I lose my entire business, give me 3 months. You get it back to where it needs to be.
Do you know what? It's funny you said that. What was I? I watched something yesterday, and it was, I think it was someone. It's probably a mentor, and they were talking about how, I guess us are relatively privileged. Do you know, if your business flopped, you can kind of start again. You can go. Whereas someone who maybe doesn't speak English, and they've come over to England to try and build something, and they've got nothing to fall back on, they're not as privileged. So it's quite a smart thing that your mentor said there.
I mean, for me, the way I see it is like my journey throughout business, and I know it's the same for you too as well, is you learn so much fucking lessons. So like if it all went tits up tomorrow and I had to start a business in trading or Amazon or something different or open up a brick and mortar shop, like you kind of can take those lessons you've learned into that or into a career. Like there's so many things you can pass it over to. So I mean, maybe I kind of say it to myself to sometimes avoid a bit of pressure, but it's just the way I like to think, because if I can convince myself of it, it fucking works.
There you go, yeah. No, I get that. That's a great answer.
How about you guys? It's the same for you two as well, obviously massive businesses too.
I think for me, it's not in terms of like, there's pressure in terms of I want to build something quite good to give Emma a great life and a potential family down the line a great life. That's obviously the number one thing, right? You want to make sure that you don't fail.
Good answer.
Because I want to build a special life. And when it comes to like kids, I know you can't plan for kids, and there's probably people going, you just don't know what you're going to get when it comes to it. But I'm a believer that you can manifest and put yourself into a good situation. So if me and Emma build good coaching business where we have a lot of free time because of the business we've built, financial freedom, time freedom, then having a kid ultimately is not easy. A little bit easier.
Oh, of course.
Then if you're working 12 hours a day, you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you don't see your partner, obviously
100%.
that side's going to be easier. So for me, it's more of the pressure of fulfilling that life, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I guess the earlier you do it as well, the better off you're setting yourself up. I think that's what I meant by that question, is like, you've obviously built a very successful business for the age that you're at, and you started that at quite a young age when, you know, everyone else was probably going out, traveling, doing this, doing that, whereas you were like headstrong. You were like, no, I want to set myself up for a good life. So I guess that's like, how did you sort of find that pressure of, do I go like everyone else is doing, going out and just waiting, or do I just start now?
It's a really good question, because I do remember like my friends were working like Nando's and stuff, like little things like that, and they're getting like £8 an hour. You know, when it's almost like you kind of think, I can pack this all in and go and do that and live for now. But then I kind of just try to see the bigger picture, because I think I got lucky to a degree. Like even my first apprenticeship, the owners of that gym, they were students of Grant Cardone. and they were like my first mentor, and like they kind of helped me see that bigger picture as
Yeah.
well. So for me, I've always seeked mentorship and coaching from a young age. Like I suppose the same with yourself, like with like a sporting kind of background, you're always gonna have a dance coach. I always had a football coach. So I've always seeked coaching and mentorship. So I think when I was in that position, I seeked mentorship from the owners of the gym. I saw almost every day. They had a very successful company and they had other companies. So I kind of saw that, and they would tell me like, Josh, one of them was a Shaolin monk, of all things, and he would always tell me about how things were when he was growing up. I always used to kind of see that. So I think for me, having a coach and mentorship at that age, I got really lucky with. I think I got really lucky that I had someone there to almost guide me. But I think, you know, it is to a degree you make your own luck as well. I mean, like I had to go and seek that mentorship from him because like there was a load of people that worked in the gym too that didn't seek that mentorship. So they didn't kind of get as much as they could have got out of him. So I think I kind of just saw what he was doing, probably annoyed the fuck out of him. He's probably buzzing when I left. But I just kind of held him down, asking questions all the time. So I think, to answer your question, I think I just got lucky that I had coaches from a young age and kind of saw the value in it. I think.
Oh, you pursued that. It can be a cheat code to life, isn't it, having a mentor? Because it fast
For
tracks you.
anything.
Massive.
If you want someone's life and then you seek mentorship from them and they can fast track you to that,
100%,
they eliminate, obviously you're always going to come across problems, but you can eliminate problems by
Massively.
going with someone who's ahead of you.
100%.
Which you obviously done and spotted from an early age, which, well done to you for doing that. And that's obviously...
I mean, it's the same in anything, isn't it? Like, you broke your car, you can spend 3 hours on YouTube, 4 hours trying to fix it, 5 hours fucking thinking, right, now I've made it even worse. You take it to a mechanic who knows what he's doing, gets your car fixed, you've saved time, you've got the job done properly, and you're ready to go. It's the same thing I see with everything.
Yeah.
Pay someone who knows what they're doing, learn it, get it done quicker, and you can just crack all of what you're meant to do.
Simple as that. Yeah, see, when I was your age, when you was in the gym, I think I was on a beach in Thailand just getting
That's
pissed.
what I mean,
Jumping over skipping ropes that were set on fire.
Yeah, but you got good memories from that, though. But you
Yeah.
got really good memories from that.
Or some sort of book somewhere.
Yeah.
Next question, narrator.
So you mainly focus on entrepreneurs and sort of busy professionals, don't you?
Yeah.
Why did you sort of go down that route and pick that as your niche in terms of clients?
So for me, in lockdown, like that was me. Like I was a busy professional that completely neglected my health or my career. So I remember like when lockdown hit, it was like, fucking hell, like everyone's going to die from the vid. Like what's going on? I need to make sure everyone's good. I need to make sure everyone's all right. So I basically just spent all day, every day, just on calls with everyone and getting people in and doing everything. And then I remember I just got extremely run down, got ill, I passed out, and I was just in like a really unhealthy place. So then I kind of thought to myself afterwards, fucking hell, if I'm like that and I'm neglecting my health and all of a sudden my business took a hit massively because I had no energy, I weren't leading from the front, confidence was fucked. I just was not operating as a business owner. Like I call it like a business athlete. Like if you want to be, and the same for people that are in career, like you need to look after your body health and performance to be able to look after your career. So when I got to the back end of it, I hired a coach in COVID. I got held accountable. And all of a sudden, I was like, fucking hell, like, I can run through brick walls. Like, I'm productive. I've got focus. Like, what the fuck's going on? And I realized it was because I focused on me. So I thought, right, if I'm feeling like this and I'm seeing huge wins within career alongside physique from focusing on my health and performance, there's got to be other people out there who also are career driven, who are also running businesses that are neglecting it and probably missing a huge thing when it comes to progressing in their career alongside their physique. So I thought, fuck it, if I'm feeling like it, other people probably do too. So I decided to attack those guys with all my ads.
Which makes sense. You've kind of lived it, right? You lived it. You happened to you, so you can help people through that situation. What do when it comes to like a busy professional, entrepreneur, business owner, what do you find the most common struggle is that they would face?
Do you know what? Oftentimes, it's actually, I would say, they're very all or nothing. Like, everything has to be perfect. And, you know, similar to the guys, you guys coach as well, like, they have social lives. They have client dinners. They go out and get pissed. Like, it's normal. I think oftentimes when people are so ambitious and driven, they'll go get pissed and then beat themselves up on it. Monday's crap, Tuesday's crap, Wednesday they get back on it, Thursday they're just about getting around to it. They get pissed, get frustrated, and it's just this kind of yo-yo cycle. So I think for them, it's actually like trying to help them not have so all or nothing to the point where it becomes self-damaging. So understanding how to control social events, understanding how to get results and how to be proactive after social events. I think for them, like it probably sounds a bit counterintuitive. You know, you probably think with them it's going to be time or it's going to be stress, and to a degree it is. But you know, we don't find time; we make time. No one really has time. Like your to-do list is always going to have something on it, right? You're going to have to take the dog for a walk, then you got to cook, and then you got a meal prep, and then you got to meet your friend for lunch. Like it always keeps going.
Yeah.
So everyone has time. They just got to make it.
You got to make it. Priorities, right?
Yeah, that wasn't a massive issue because we're dealing with like health and physique. You kind of have to make time.
Yeah.
It's not like you're talking about a hobby like golf. If you miss it for a couple of weeks, it's all right. You kind of got to make time for your health. Otherwise, you know, you'll fucking run into some trauma. And now you ain't got a choice. You're in hospital bed. You've got to make time for it now. So for them, making time wasn't an issue. I say it's more controlling when they get bumps in the road and they're so ambitious and that just small bump in the road becomes fucking massive. And it's almost kind of dialing the back in going, fucking relax. Like, it's fine. You got piss. Get back on it today. And
no, 100%.
I think that's probably, believe it or not, one of the biggest challenges, I would say.
Yeah.
One of the biggest ones.
It's crazy though that people don't. A lot of people don't prioritize. Obviously, you found yourself in that situation. Don't prioritize their health.
Absolutely.
Like it's mental, right? Until it's too late, you know. Until you're really unfit, or you speak to maybe like older people that are 40, 50, and they've just neglected it for so long because of work and family and stuff, and then you're fighting a battle. Then it's a lot harder to kind of.
I think they almost don't realise it either. Like a lot of people don't prioritise their health, but they don't know about it.
No.
Like it's not until they go, it's 1 p.m. I'm knackered. What the fuck's going on? I'm going for a nap. Like it's not until they get to that point where they realise, actually, shit, my health's not in a good place. They don't even realise it because they just go about their day to. I think as well they haven't experienced what it's like to really be fucking in a good place.
Yeah.
Like when you know what it's like to feel fucking good, have energy all the time, and just be like on top of the world. When you kind of know that feeling, you know when you don't have it.
Yeah.
A lot of people have never even experienced it.
How good's that feeling giving that to someone? That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, there's no feeling that matches.
It's like even yesterday, a client of mine, and her check-in all done. It was quite simple. She didn't really say. The only thing she said was, "This is life changing," because for some people it is, right. It is life changing because they see a different side to themselves and their life, and that confidence factor, that energy levels, and. Yeah, it's
and that client of yours that said it's life changing as well. She'll probably feel that in physique, but then she'll go into every other area and go, fucking hell, like when I'm with my partner, we're a lot more experimental now. I feel great. Or in my career, I'm getting more, I got a promotion. And they don't even realise that as well. So wins like that is massive.
Yeah.
Massive that people don't even realise.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. A lot of people limit themselves as well, don't they? They're sort of like, I just want to lose weight, or I just want to be skinny. And then they don't realise how much that's going to impact everything else when they actually get to that point.
Yeah, 100%. And it's hard to even show them that because it's almost like they can't see it and don't believe it.
That's the thing. It is showing it to someone. And for some people out there, that's why people like us have always put these ads out and these transformations. And it's not to make you feel bad. It's to make you see what's possible.
Yeah.
You know, and some people don't see that sometimes until they message you 3 months into a program and go, fuck, why didn't I do this 5 years ago? And you go,
absolutely.
Tried to tell you, but you know, you thought I was taking your money.
Someone thought I might have actually been right when I said that. But you can't blame them as well because it's almost like when you are struggling with like, I don't think I can achieve that. It's almost like even when you see the transformations, you see the ads, you see the video testimony, people going, I didn't think I could either. They still ain't going to believe it.
Yeah.
But then I think for those people, it's like either I don't believe and I'm just gonna tick along, or I'm just gonna like, what can I lose? I just give it a go. If I don't get it, what difference is that from when I would have started? I'm just like, it's like nothing's changed. Like I see it as a win-win. If you start a transformation journey, you lose, you're exactly where you would have been if you didn't do it.
Yeah.
If you win, you fucking won. Like,
It's a big win, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's correct. And that's for anyone who wants to start it. Just start it, man. It's your health, it's your fitness, it's your confidence, it's your energy. It's so big. It's not just like a transformation, right?
Yeah.
It's bigger than that.
I think for those listening as well, like I think podcast where it's great when you can take like 1 or 2 small nuggets and go and implement straight away. So I think for those listening, like to actually get started, it's all well and good going, I'm going to do that. But it's like day 2 comes and all of a sudden I can't do it anymore. So like the 3 ways I always say is really important for someone to be held accountable is either through peer, coach, or event. So either find a friend who's on a similar journey and hold each other accountable, go gym together, or have an event, have a holiday, have a conference or whatever it may be, or get a coach. One of
Yeah,
those
that's-
three can be the kickstart to get going.
100%. We said that last week, didn't we? About a holiday being like, it gives you a timeline, a purpose, a why, a reason to do something.
Absolutely.
You've got that, like you said, that end date. But yeah, and you obviously get that from a coach or a peer or just do it for your
Absolutely.
fucking self, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because it is difficult. Like, it is difficult to go, right, I go into the gym, I feel shit there. Like, I don't like these. So it's hard to really pick yourself up by yourself. So absolutely. And I think, you know, for someone who's watching this podcast, you're obviously very interested in self-defense, in doing work. Otherwise, you wouldn't be X amount of minutes into us waffling. Like, you're obviously half interested in bettering yourself. So, like, I would say use that as, like, a bit of a platform.
Yeah.
And, like, you've already got that internal drive because you've just spent the last 20 or so minutes listening to us talk.
Well,
so
I hope you
if
have.
you've
I hope
got
there's more than one person watching it.
fingers crossed. Yeah, that's it. So if you've kind of got to this point, you're probably ready to find a peer or an event or something that's going to maybe just pump you up that little bit faster.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think it could be quite good for those listening.
Nice.
Absolutely. Right, tell us the biggest highlight of your career so far.
Oh, that's a difficult question.
Probably quite a lot.
I would say that's a really difficult question. I think it was pretty cool. So obviously we got featured in Forbes last week. I think that was a milestone. Because I always grew up watching and reading Forbes magazine. Like, you know, like I still remember when I was 16, I was reading Forbes, like not actual, like online. So that was quite cool. I think for us, that was a big milestone. But I think just overall, the highlight is just creating a bit of freedom and transforming lives. Like, I think it's hard to pinpoint a moment that's just had so many, there's highs and lows, right? I mean, like this last week's been it's been a difficult week of business with like staffing issues and stuff. So like you kind of have the lows and you have the highs. But for me, I try not to get too high with the highs or too low with the lows. I just kind of try and float in the middle. So I think for me, I'd probably say just the ability to transform people from anywhere.
Yeah.
Like just pick up your laptop and change someone's life no matter where I am. Like for me, that gives me freedom. It gives them results. It's a fucking win-win. I'd probably say that's the highlight. I'd say the highlight's I suppose, the life you've been able to create with what you do. How about for you two?
Similar to what you say, mate, and going back to what I said earlier, it's just that you're able to create your own life. Do you know what I mean? You help people, and it's not easy being a coach. I mean, I know people see like people in Dubai on their laptops at a beach club. Mate, it ain't like that. You know, I try and
100%.
I've had this conversation with clients because they're intrigued. They just want to know what is it. And I'm like, the coaching side of it for me is extremely easy.
Yeah.
You know, you've got 10 years of knowledge. I know how to coach certain different people.
Yeah.
That's easy, but you're building a business. You're a salesman. You're a marketer. You're a copywriter.
So many different
There's
hats.
so many different things, but people just think you're just his coach.
Yeah.
So it's the stresses of all of that and trying to build and manage team members and stuff like that is, that's the thing. So, but that gives you that satisfaction, right? You're building something
100%,
more than just a transformation.
Absolutely. I mean,
program.
like, without making it too fucking morbid, but like, I always think to myself, like, my biggest fear ever is, you know, like the day that I meet the person you could have become, and like that person being a fucking stranger. Imagine who the fuck is that guy? Like for me, every day, and I think, fucking hell, if I meet that person, it's like looking in the mirror, like the kind of plan that was set out for me, I fucking done it, and like that's who I was meant to be. For me, like that, I just think if I get there and this guy's a fucking got a great hairline, he's a massive fucking success, and I think fucking hell, I could have done that, but then I just floated along doing fuck all. Like for me, that's quite a big driver.
Yeah. What about you? What's your biggest?
Well, I was just going to say, going back to that Forbes thing, obviously amazing. And like, I feel like with the business we're in, obviously we're changing people's lives and it's obviously all about clients and stuff like that. So for you to have something for you that's like congratulating your hard work and everything like that, I think that will give you a bit of a spear on to be like,
absolutely.
I'm smashing it. I need to keep smashing it.
It
And I
was
think,
nice. Yeah.
I think like at like photo shoots and stuff like that, just little things when a client just comes up to you, like bursting into tears saying, thank you so much. It just gives you that feeling, doesn't it? Because you're always looking at everyone else's goals and making sure that they're getting to them. But you need to make sure that you're congratulating yourself.
You had some really nice moments at your photo shoot.
Yeah, well, someone just coming up to you and saying thank you, that's just enough, isn't it? To just be
I
like,
just
I'm
had
doing
loads
the
of
right
guys
thing.
that were like, yeah, mate, sweet. You go for a beer. She's got all these girls like crying, saying how much she changed their lives. They're like, Mike, we done, yeah? Right, sweet, I'm
Can't
going.
wait to put this one on Tinder later.
Yeah, literally. It's my new display picture.
I actually see some of the photos you had with one of your client shoots, and like a picture speaks 1,000 words. Then when you see like they're like holding their eyes, crying, like you can see just how much you can't fake that shit. Like,
You
a lot of
can't
people
fake
look online
that,
and think
no.
it's smoke and mirrors. But you see someone like that, you think, how can somebody? unless you're on Diary of a CEO and they turn on the waterworks,
Aw.
like, how can you really actually like? You can just tell it's like
Reece,
pictures
start crying.
speak
Start
louder than
crying,
words.
Reece. Lure people in.
No, but they made me cry as well. You know, it's like I was trying to hold it together to be strong for everyone else, and I was like, I don't know if I
Yeah,
can
but
do
it's
this.
emotional for you,
Yeah,
right?
it made me really emotional.
One thing you find is when you're coaching someone, you're so inside the coaching, like sometimes you do need to take a step back and see what you've actually done for someone, because
Yeah.
you're just seeing that weekly cycle. But when you got a photo shoot, you actually go, oh, fuck, I actually changed that. I've changed her life. Like, she
Yeah.
can't stop crying because of how happy she looks in
Yeah.
the picture.
Yeah.
Before she started coaching, she wouldn't even fucking get in a bikini.
Yeah.
Now she's in
Yeah.
her underwear.
Yeah.
I've got some random guy taking pictures.
Literally thrusting her stuff. Like
Thrusting
they
her
were all
stuff.
going for it. But I think that's what happened. I was trying so hard to hold in my emotions, and then I left the shoot, got in my car, and I was just like, it all just came out, and
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that was just so like.
You cried
so
in the
amazing.
evening
Yeah, I was
when
just
you
very
come home.
overwhelmed.
Yeah, she come home, she started crying.
That's when you know it means a lot, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So it's nice.
Yeah,
It's
nothing.
nice. Okay, last question.
Shoot.
What is next for Reece?
Oh God, what's not? I mean, for me, it's just more of the same. It's just more of the same, and just keep helping people. I mean, we're quite lucky at the moment to be helping a lot of people in different countries and stuff like the States. And you know, I think one thing I want to do this year is host an event in the States. I think that'd be pretty cool. So I think this year we'd like to do that. But yeah, it's just more of the same. You know, just keep transforming lives, keep helping people, keep just growing. I think it'd be quite cool to give other people opportunities as well. Like, sure, same with you guys, like within the company as well, to like help other people who are trying to transform lives and, you know, help them with their careers and stuff too. So I think that's down the line as well. But yeah, just more of the same. More of the same.
It's probably one thing you would say to any other coaches watching this is it's just repetition, right? It's just turning up every day, and obviously there's things you need to do, but a lot of it's repetition.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And like we said earlier, when you've created a life where you're changing people's lives and you love it every day, like you don't fucking want it to change. I don't want it to change. I just want to keep doing it just on a bigger scale. Like I love it. Then I know it's the same for you two as well. So like, yeah, it's just more of the same. But interesting to hear about you two as well. What's next for Mike and Emma?
It's just similar to you, mate. Just keep, like, for me this year, get another coach on board, because obviously, as you know, you get to a point where you want to help more people. You don't want to turn people down and go, nah, sorry, you can't come on this program. Like, and at the same time, you don't want to be so overworked that you're giving a shit service. So the only way companies build is by employing other members. So for me to get another staff member, potentially me and Emma joining forces, which means Emma will be working for me, and
I don't think we've agreed on that yet.
she'll be the head
bloody
female
hell.
coach. But yeah, I mean, just growing, just growing my personal business, and I guess that's the same for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I mean, I'll only be 2 years in terms of my business in March, which like it feels like I've been doing it for ages, but then 2 years doesn't sound too long. So I guess just keep.
How does it
building
feel
on
for
that.
you then with the amount of personal growth you've had in like a 2 year period of time? 'Cause that's a very short period of time.
Yeah, no, it is good, and I'm quite a shy person anyway, like naturally. So I feel like just this job in general has given me a lot of confidence
I'd
that
say
I
it's
can then
changed
pass
you a
on to
lot.
other people. Yeah,
Yeah,
a bit
changed
more
her a lot.
headstrong.
A bit more, yeah.
I'll be crying in a
So
minute.
it's like when I'm around this house. Tells me what to do. Can you just take the bins out? Anything else?
Anything else? No. So yeah, I think that was very insightful. I think it's nice to have someone that's in the same industry but with a slightly different aspect to it and just different views
it's
on
good
it
to hear
and
someone
stuff,
else's
which
voice.
is nice.
Yeah,
I think people will have
that's
enjoyed
massive
that.
as well. Like we have it as well. Like sometimes it's like people, like, you know, we have you both on our podcast as well. But like it's like you just don't want to hear my voice all the time.
Yeah.
Like sometimes
They're
I get
bored
it
of
as
us.
well. Like
So bored of us.
to be fair, like I find it as well. I think I'm doing another episode here. Surely these are fucking bored of my voice. Like I've got such a like low, boring voice as well. So I was thinking, fucking hell. So I have to get you two on my podcast as well.
Yeah,
as soon as possible.
we'll return it over 100%.
Definitely.
I think it's time for...
I've got to do my affirmation.
Oh,
Do a little
affirmation
affirmation
time.
at the end
Just
of each
affirmation every time.
podcast.
Go on.
And like you said, a little bit of, like nugget of information for people to take away. This is quite a good one. It's quite long. Bear with. Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny.
There you go.
They're all so
I'm
deep,
gonna go
aren't
run a
they?
5K
Bit of
now.
a long one. I can't even remember it now.
I mean, the one last week was about like heartbreak or something. It wasn't really very relevant.
it's
but
good
I
to
think
be-
that's very relevant.
Yeah. Could you say it one more time?
Your beliefs become your thoughts. Your
Yeah.
thoughts become your words. Your
Yeah.
words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your values. Your values become your destiny.
Okay.
It's like a nursery rhyme.
Yeah,
It does, doesn't it? It's bloody
it's just
mouthful.
manifesting it, right?
Well,
Just
yeah,
say it,
but
do it,
It all starts with
believe it.
literally just believing in yourself,
Believe in
doesn't
it,
it?
yeah.
And believing what you want
Self-belief.
to achieve.
That's a big thing. I mean, we are punching time. Nathan's going to kill me. But belief and mindset is a huge thing, right?
Yeah.
Like in terms of, like you
Where it all
said,
starts.
people starting, they just don't believe they can do it.
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
and they realise how simple and easy it is. That's the thing. And it's the crossover there.
I think it's important as well. Like, I take a bit more of a tough love approach to it. Like, I often say to a lot of people that if like I'm on a call with them or they're a client, it's like, yeah, I know it's quite hard. You got to get the fucker done anyway. Like,
yeah.
People need to hear that though.
yeah,
They
of course.
do need
It's
to
like,
hear
you
that.
know, like podcasts like this is fucking amazing and taking all the nuggets and the value. But if you really want to take value from it, fucking action the things that are being
Action,
said.
do it.
Yeah.
Like, because we can all just listen. I'm bad for it as well. Like, I'll be listening to something, fucking, I'm right fired up now. I'm gonna go do something really productive. 10 minutes later, I'm still on TikTok. Like, you're gonna get it. Like, we all have it, but
Everyone's
if you really
normal, right?
want, because the thing is, like, what you two deliver on this podcast is really fucking powerful. You got great advice. Like, someone can go through your podcast and have
Yeah.
every fucking tool they need to get something really fucking good done.
Yeah.
Transform their entire body. I'm sure, like, if you go through your episodes, you probably spoke about every cornerstone of a transformation.
Exactly.
They go with a pen and paper, they write down everything you're fucking talking about. All
We'll
of a
be out the
sudden,
job. Done it all for
all of
free.
a sudden we're out of business. Like, they're gonna have everything they fucking need to transform. So at that point, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like, you've just got to go, actually, today's a day that I'm not gonna listen to people talk. I'm actually just gonna fucking knuckle down.
Yeah.
So for those listening, sorry I'm a bit of a cunt, but just fucking take the advice and do it. Like,
Just
that's
do
the
it.
only thing you
100%.
can do.
Just start.
Yeah. Yeah.
On that note, Reece, you fancy some wings?
Oh, go on. then.
Chicken wings.
Chicken wing time it is. Anyway, thank you for listening.
Yeah. Thank you,
Mr.
Reece.
Reece Hallard.
Thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure.
And yeah, till the next
See you
time.
in the next one.